I want to tell you before I stop about Sindh Society. I met Madhvi, you know Madhvi Kapoor. I showed you her photo and I told you a bit about her family. So, about 8 years ago, she had a birthday party to which I went, and this was at Dario's. And I met a few people there I didn't know. So, some of them, they gave me names of people to interview, and I interviewed them, and that added to the book. But I met this one lady who said to me, Madhuri was introducing me saying, oh, she's writing a book on Sindh. So, this lady says to me, oh, are you Sindhi? I said, no, I'm not Sindhi. And actually, that is a very complicated question to ask me because I do have Sindhi blood. I lived with my Sindhi grandparents for 3 years. I can understand Sindhi. But at the same time, there are many reasons I don't have to. I never felt myself a Sindhi because I grew up in the South and my background is completely different. So she said, are you a Sindhi? I said, no, I'm not Sindhi. She said, oh, these Sindhis are so clever. That Sindh Society, they got the whole thing from the government. They got it free. So I was a little surprised that Madhvi would have a friend who had this kind of, opinion which is based on bigoted presumptions. But I want to know if any of you, like maybe Nalini or Razia, do you have the facts about Sindh Society?
So Sindh Society was developed, people lost their properties in Sindh, erstwhile India. He had a lot of property in Quetta actually. And, the government of India said, and you left everything that you had. So I think there was some method where you filed a claim to say this was my property there that I lost. And the government of India, against that, allotted a plot to you. So my father-in-law actually had 2 small plots in Sindh Society. One of which was, my husband's and one was his brother's, which, they sold. So nothing was free. It was a fraction of what they actually owned across what is Pakistan. And the government compensated them. I don't know if anybody compensated the government of India or what the government-to-government deal was, I don't know. But everybody who got land in Sindh Society got it against the land that they had lost during partition. So there was nothing free.
The other thing that I have heard people say about Sindh Society is that at that time when it happened, nobody wanted to go there because it was out in the boondocks, and these people who had migrated, they were an urban people who needed city life. They didn't want to go and live in the wilderness, and they in fact were allotted a much larger area which had to be returned because there was nobody, there were so few takers for those plots.
Well, I know that when I got married in 1967, and I was told, you want to go and live there, because as I said, there was a small house there. And I had lived this side of town all my life. And I said, who wants to go so far away?
Yeah.
So, for me, 50 odd years ago when I got married, it was just like you said, it was the boonies. There were homes and all, but it just didn't seem like I would ever want to go and live there.